James is talking about a threat to Christianity. There's a threat to Christianity out there, and he says it's your covetingness and your envy that's a threat. But it's not an external threat, right? It's not even something that's on the other side of the fence. Envy and covetousness is not an external threat, it's an internal threat. You desire, but you can't have it, so you kill. You covet, but it doesn't happen, so you quarrel and fight. You break relationships when we give over to envy and covetousness. Covet means this, right? It's kind of a Bible word. Not many people use it, but covet just means this: to yearn or possess or have. Like, think of it, covet as grabbiness, right? You don't just see it, but you grab and bring to you. Okay, you are wanting it to be that. You're standing there. Now, we deal with this mildly, and we just deal with it every day, and it's called comparison, right? You know, you get on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and you look at their family, and it's just so nice and everything's so good, and all their clothes match, and there's not a stain on them, and their hair is in the right place, and that yellow bow was just perfect. Like, who thought of the yellow bow, right? You know, and then you look at their family, and maybe even last night someone went to our pumpkin patch and sat down and took the perfect family picture, posted it on Instagram, tagged it in D1. That's why you've already seen it, right? And so you spent 5 minutes this morning thinking about, how did they get their kids there? My kids were wearing pajama pants, you know? And you're like, what is going on here? I didn't even think that long. I was there for the candy, not for that. These people were there for the gram, you know? And it was like all this thing. And so we live in this comparison, and social media makes it really easy for us to compare our lives with people that don't live our lives all the time, right? And we live in this way where we're constantly trying to live up to something that's unattainable, or live up to something and some people are so good at it. The ones that we really like to look, those guys are so good at staging their photos that someone pays them to be in your feed, right? They pay them to make sure that they get prime spaces in your feed, so they make you feel that way, so that you go out and buy the products they use or do the things that they support, right? So this is constant in our lives. We don't open up our phones without looking at someone else's picture or walking down this lane or going in this way. But the problem with this line of thinking is that we're never going to live up to those moments. Even if you bought all the same clothes, put the right yellow bow on there, did all the right stuff, even if you did that, you know why you're never going to live up? Because you know your life. And that picture doesn't carry your life, because you still got all kinds of issues going on behind that picture, and you know what they all are. So even if you did all of this stuff right, we're never going to reach that level of comparison. Comparison's a killer. We're never going to get there, right? We have to do it only in light of our own life.